What's up guys, Justin here with the CGEssentials.com. So in today's video we're going to check out an add-on for adding materials and then also adjusting them inside of Blender. Let's go ahead and just jump into it. Alright, so Materialiq is an add-on from the guys over at Polygoniq. So you might have heard of Polygoniq before. We've talked about their Botanic Tree and Grass library add-on in the past, as well as their traffic library, so their rigged car collection. So I'll link to both those videos in the notes down below. And so Materialiq is basically a library of high quality materials that you can access and set up inside of Blender. And so materials can kind of be a pain. So I was excited to see them roll out a new version, version 5 right now. Now do note that this is currently listed as being in beta, meaning they're doing some more development on it right now. I think probably the biggest thing that they're still developing is they're still working on native asset browser support. So they currently have their own asset browser and they're not supporting the Blender asset browser, but they are currently working on that. And so real quick, you might be thinking, well, what's the difference between Materialiq and something like Sanctus library, which we've talked a bunch about lately? Well, Sanctus library is generating all of his materials procedurally, which gives you a ton of control over different things that happen with those materials, but they also can get a little bit heavy. This one, on the other hand, Materialiq, is specifically designed to more use maps and just adjust the things based on the maps in order to save memory. Note that Materialiq also comes with materials up to 8K, and so you can see those different versions right here, right? The 2K, the 4K, and the 8K versions right here. The 8K can get pretty big, so just be aware of that. But it does contain something like 336 different materials. They're pretty high quality materials, but let's go ahead and jump over into Blender and take a look at how this looks. And so when you install this add-on, basically what it does is it gives you this window over here on the right hand side of the page, the Polygoniq window, and basically to access the materials you click on this browse button right here. The browse button is going to give you access to their asset browser, and so notice within the asset browser there's different sections at the top of the page. You can also filter these by clicking on the filter button right here. I'm not really specifically worried about that, but if you click on these sections, notice how you get access to the different materials like this, and you kind of get a preview right here of what those are going to look like. But let's say that we wanted to apply maybe one of these concrete materials, maybe this troweled floor. You would just select the area and then just click on the material right here, and that's going to bring that in and apply it to your surface. And I think I have the 4K materials. I didn't really want the 8K because honestly I don't have that much hard drive space, but notice how that comes in, and that comes in with your normal map enabled, that comes in with your roughness map enabled, all those different things. So this looks really good out of the box. This isn't even in rendered mode, this is just in material preview mode. But you can bring in different materials just by doing that same thing, right? So say for this one, we wanted maybe more of like a wood material, right? You can go through here and you can look at the wood materials, you can click on one of them, maybe I'll go with this pine material right here, and I'll apply it to this surface. So we'll bring in a couple more, maybe like a roof material right here. And so once you get these materials brought in, notice how there's a number of different things that you can adjust. And one of the cool things about this is you can adjust these materials using the drop downs in here without having to go into any other tab. And so for example, say that I want to adjust like the scale of the mapping or something like that. Notice how I can adjust all of that right here without actually having to go into the shader editor or adjust UV mapping or anything like that. And so there's a number of different things that you can adjust in here. But let's say for example that I wanted to adjust things about my material. I can click on the adjustments function right here. And notice how I can adjust things like the diffuse of my material. So for example, if I wanted to add some color to this wood, I can click in here and I can adjust this like this. And notice how as I use this slider, it's going to adjust the way that this wood material works or looks. So you can come in here and you can adjust this. You can also adjust the strength of the maps in here in a way that usually you would have to set up your mapping nodes in order to do. So if you wanted to change like your hue and saturation, for example, notice how these sliders are going to give you the ability to do all of that directly inside, directly inside of your Blender layout window right here. Now you can definitely go into your shader editor and adjust all of these different things. Notice how those are all in here. So if you do want to adjust them directly inside of the shaders, that's definitely an option. And so you could also, for example, come in here and adjust things like your roughness. So let's say I wanted this to be a little bit more reflective. Notice how I can adjust that directly inside of my viewport right here in order to get those different effects. So you can also adjust things like the normal, other things like that. Now, one of the things that I really like about this is it can automatically set up your displacement. And so let's say that I wanted to render this with displacement applied to it. What I could do is I could just select the object and I can click on Add Displacement. And so notice how some of these are going to require your objects to actually be UV mapped. But when you click on the Add Displacement, notice how what this will do is this will actually come in here and this will allow you to set up things like your subdivision surface, which is going to make, which is actually going to add the geometry in here so that this can go to 3D, as well as your adaptive subdivision right here, which is something you would have had to do manually just by clicking and checking those boxes. So now if I click on OK, notice how your map changes a little bit, but that's all right. It's now set up for displacement. And so now if I was to toggle over into rendering, making sure that I'm in cycles mode, well, now if we render this, notice how this is actually rendered out with displacement active. So even though this is a flat plane, this renders as a 3D plane. And the cool thing about this, and I may have a little bit of trouble showing you this because my screen recorder keeps crashing when I have cycles active, which is really frustrating. And so I may have to just type this in and show you the different results, but you can adjust the displacement settings over here on the right-hand side of the page. So if you didn't want this displacement to be quite as strong, notice how I can use this and adjust it so that the strength of that displacement gets bigger or smaller. So you can use this to really quickly adjust the displacement, and literally all I had to do was click a button in order to add that. So another thing that you've probably dealt with in the past with texture materials is if you get them kind of smaller, you get this tiling that happens, right? Well, this actually has a tool built in to help you with that called texture bombing. And so what it'll do is it'll kind of break it up and randomize it and rotate it so that you don't get this tiling that's in here anymore. And so what you want to do is you want to click on the texture bombing drop down right here, and notice how what you can do is you can adjust the strength of the bombing, and what it's doing is it's coming in here and it's actually like moving some of this material around like this. So now you've got this broken up where you don't necessarily get those tiles in here the way that you had them, just because it's coming in here and it's kind of rotating random parts of this material. Now notice if your granularity goes up, you get almost like this, you almost get this like stream look through here. So you want to keep your granularity kind of down. You can also adjust the size of those cells in here. And so when you adjust the size, notice how it really changes that. So you can kind of play around with this texture bombing right here, but notice how that really quickly sets up your textures over areas like this so that you don't see that tiling. And so if you're getting started with this add-on, note that they have a pretty good documentation page in here that talks about all the different topics. It gives you information about the different tools and other things like that and how those actually work, so that you can actually learn how this works if you get stuck on anything. So this is definitely worth checking out. It's always nice to get some good support for an add-on so that you actually know how to use it once you get it. Remember that this add-on is on sale for the Blender Market Black Friday Cyber Monday sale through the end of the day today. I'll link to that on this page, but leave a comment below, let me know what you thought. As always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks, guys.